So, I'm fighting cameras tonight. I'm fighting video equipment. I'm trying to have more than one camera angle. So, I'm working on that. Alright. So, my name is Stuart Edwards, and I am the host of Camo 4x4s and the producer. I have been around this channel for about over 10 years now, I guess. About 10 years. But anyways, recently I've gotten into watching podcasts. I mean, it's incredible. Like, I don't know how I've gone so long without actually listening to people just talk, podcasts. It's nice to be able to travel somewhere and to, actually be able to just listen to something. A lot of times I watch YouTube videos or Facebook videos, but it's really good to keep your eyes on the road, and so that's been listening to podcasts. Anyways, I want to make sure that the audio is good on here too as well. It's nice to be able to travel somewhere and to... So anyways, been watching the Joe Rogan show a lot here lately. It's actually a really good show. I mean, I'm not really down with all the language that's on there all the time, but I mean, it is what it is. It's anybody else besides me getting an echo on here? If you are, just leave a comment on that. I threw in a Miller, a bed cam in case she decided to come in here and join the podcast. Or video cast, or whatever you want to call it. I'm trying to figure out where that playback echo is coming from. I think it's coming from my laptop. Alright. So I think I'm all set. Anyways, I've been listening to the Joe Rogan show, and it is freaking phenomenal. Just the amount of stuff that he goes through and the guests that he has. I think he's on like his 1,000th or more podcast now. And so the guests, like I said, the guests that he has on the show are just incredible. I mean, including Elon Musk. I mean, who has Elon Musk come on their podcast? I mean, that's pretty awesome, And I didn't realize it until I listened to his past episode this past week. I think it was the Tuesday episode. He had a guy on there I'd never heard of that had rebuilt a Tesla, a salvage one. And that was a pretty interesting story. And, sometimes the stories drag out a little bit longer than what you want them to. But it was great to listen to that story about his trials and tribulations of rebuilding a Tesla. And then having to get a key for it, he had to actually reach out to the original owner to get a key for this car that he rebuilt. And he had to buy 2 cars to be able to make one Tesla out of it. So it was just kind of a cool story. But where I'm going with this is that further into the show, probably about an hour in, Joe Rogan starts talking about how he hunts. I never realized that Joe Rogan was a hunter. I mean, and that is, to me, that's really awesome. He's a guy, he's a stand-up comedian. He's done a lot of things in his life with, I guess, UFC fighting. I guess if I got that right. But it's just pretty incredible that a guy like that in California is a hunter. I mean, because if that's something that you go around preaching in California, you're going to get a lot of negative feedback for that. I mean, because people out there, I mean, they're liberal and they don't hunt, they don't understand it, and it was just awe-inspiring to listen to Joe Rogan talk about his hunting stories. It was really, really, really cool. And I actually think that he's an avid hunter. Like, you know, from the way that he talks about it, he actually does a lot of hunting. But anyways, it's just refreshing for someone like that to watch them and to know that that's something that they enjoy doing. And the thing is the guy that was on his podcast this past week, he's got like 400,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is a lot of subscribers, of course. And he actually, Joe was encouraging him to start a podcast, so I thought that was really cool. Somebody else I listen to is Gary Vee. He's an inspirational speaker. He's another person that I don't really agree with all the language he uses. Some pretty foul stuff, you know. But then again, he is trying to motivate people to get off their couch and do something, whether it be creating a podcast or a YouTube channel or a business, whatever it might be. Gary Vee, he's your man. And really one of the main reasons that I'm shooting this particular video is this is kind of like my intro podcast. This is going to be podcast numero uno. So there's a lot more that goes into it than what I originally thought. You have to have an RSS feed to be able to feed it into Apple, iTunes. And so basically you're uploading the audio to your, from what I take it, you upload the audio to your own site. And then from there, iTunes, through the RSS feed, pulls it from your site. And so, yeah, it's just a lot more involved in getting the podcast on iTunes than what I thought it would be. And so that's kind of the hold-up that I have right now. But I'm working on it. Hopefully in a week or two I'll have that solved. And you can re-listen to this if you want to. I probably would. But the plan is to have guests come on here, of course. And, you know, with somebody like that, they have, you know, over 1,000 podcasts. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, that's a lot of podcasts. And most of his run like 3 hours. I don't plan on doing 3-hour podcasts. I couldn't do it. Like, I couldn't handle doing it for that long. Well, I might could. I mean, if time progressed, and you know, you have the right guest on, you get that connection. I mean, there's no telling how long you can make it. But anyways, I guess you know, if you're an avid follower of mine, I guess you probably saw the turkey video that I just posted. That was a pretty awesome hunt. I'm not gonna lie. I've been chasing turkeys for like over 10 years now. Well over 10 years. And I'm not, like, when I say chase turkeys, I don't mean like avidly chase turkeys. I just go turkey hunting when I get the chance. And I always get frustrated with it because, you know, like, you're always out there and you see the birds. And, I mean, even if you're with someone who's like a really good caller, there's no guarantee that you're going to be able to get those birds to come in. And so that was just a really, really cool thing. On that particular hunt, on the last one I posted, I went by myself. I didn't use a call. I actually, you know, set up a hen decoy in the field, and, you know, that was my place. Like, that's where I hunt. I mean, or that's my spot. I mean, I till the field and I help cut the grass and keep things maintained. And in the last 3 years, we've gotten turkeys in there, and it was just it was incredible to have those turkeys come in. Especially, I'd been down there a day before, and I was trying to like spot and stalk, and I've really just I got on them like after I cut them off 3 different times, and there was one time where I actually could have I was probably 20 yards from the turkeys. I probably could have shot and hit it, but I wasn't sure if it was a Jake or a Tom, and I wasn't sure if I get it on, a good video of it. So I hung that up, man. Like I couldn't do it and not get it on camera, and obviously trying to get everything on camera makes everything so much harder, like when you're outdoors, because it creates twice as much gear to carry around, and you're making twice as much noise getting cameras on. Sometimes if you don't set your cameras up right, you'll get a certain beep that you don't want when you're firing things up. So I mean, there's just it makes it a lot more complex trying to go out there and not only hunt, to harvest the game, but to go out there and actually, I mean, you're basically harvesting it twice because you're getting it on camera, you're shooting it twice. And it just makes it so much more difficult. And that's one of the things that I love about filming hunts, is that for me personally, I do a lot of self-filming when I hunt. And it just makes it so much harder. It gives the game a little bit more of a fair chance. And so that's what I love about it. And the fact that you can go back and watch that memory anytime that you want to it's just a really cool thing. So anyways, I put the shot on the bird. The bird came around to the wrong side of me, but I was able to turn around and get a shot on the turkey. So I was pretty happy that I laid it down. It was a good, clean kill, good, clean harvest. And yeah, so that video will forever live in the Camo 4x4's vault. At first, when I'd shot the turkey, and this was really my bad, for some reason or another, I thought that the camera didn't capture the kill shot. And so I was really just that killed me. Knowing that I didn't get it on camera, just, crushed me that day. And it wasn't until I went back and rewatched the footage about a day later or so that I realized I had got the shot on camera. The camera just split it up into 2 different clips for some reason. I have no idea why it did that. I was shooting with the Canon 5D Mark II. It's never done that before, and I don't understand why it did that. But oh well, I mean, stuff happens and you move on. I went back and recreated some of the shots, and that's why you see so many drone shots in that video, because I actually went back and recreated all the shots. So, but that was a really cool hunt. Really cool. Anyways, went and saw the end game Sunday night, or actually it was Monday night. Saw the end game, and that was I don't know why, but the last couple of years I've gotten into watching all the Marvel movies, and I think there's 20 of them now. And so I went and watched that with one of my friends. I don't want to spoil the movie for anybody, but I was kind of disappointed with the movie, actually. I knew, going into it, there was going to be something having to do with time travel, and so I just had a feeling, because so many of the main characters died in that movie. On the last one, I guess it was Infinity War or whatever. But so many people died, I was just like, there's no way that Marvel is going to leave people hanging like this. So anyways, pretty much like the end game is like all about the quantum realm and how they fly back in time. And I mean, it's really good, but at the end, one of the main characters dies. I'm not gonna say who, I'm not gonna spoil it, but that was really, and it was one of my favorite characters. And if you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. But that was really disheartening, knowing that character is probably not ever coming back. So, anyways, the worst thing about that movie, I guess, though, is it's 3 hours. So I mean, that's a long movie. That's a long time to sit there and watch something. I mean, 2.5 hours is a good movie, but I can't do 3 hours. I mean, that's rough. Very rough. So, the worst part about it though was, I guess, you're sitting there and a lot of the scenes are like really slow. And so it sucks having a lot of slow scenes like that. But yeah, so covered Joe Rogan, covered the turkey hunt, and covered the end game. And so what else is there? I've been working really hard on getting back into the whole YouTube thing. And in fact, doing pretty good actually. I've had about 1,000 subscribers in like the last couple of weeks, which is pretty solid. I was just trying to sit here and pull up some of the analytics, but it's not gonna work with me today. And I originally was thinking about doing a podcast on just guns, but I really don't want to limit myself to guns. I really would like to be able to talk about whatever I want to talk about. Whether it be, building computers or whatever it is that, that I'm interested in that day. I don't want to limit myself. But we're definitely going to do a lot of 2A stuff. So many people, especially Alex Jones right now, man. Alex Jones has been blue-balled off the internet, and it really sucks for him. I know he said a lot of, controversial things, but... And I understand that the platforms, like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, they're all privately held for the most part. And they have the right to do whatever they want to do or whoever they want to kick off. But what you have to understand is people like Alex have put so much time and energy into producing all of these videos that, there's no telling how many man hours that InfoWars had and just YouTube alone. Not to mention Twitter or Facebook, setting up pages and live streams, and I mean all the time that goes into doing that is just crazy. It's a lot of work. I mean, even just setting up this little live stream here with my little 4 cameras, it was a lot of work. That's part of the reason I'd set the live stream for 10:30, but I came on at 11:10 just because I was having so many issues getting fired up, and I started preparing for it 2 hours in advance. I still didn't do a script this time, but yeah. Subscribe. Got me some coffee, but yeah. So a lot of work and time and energy goes into creating all the stuff that people create on the internet, and for those platforms just to kick people off and ban them, I'm sorry, but it's just wrong. Like, unless you're seriously violating some terms of service, but, you know, like, I followed him. I mean, I listen to Alex. I mean, yeah, I mean, don't think that I'm crazy for listening to him. Because there was a lot of things that he would say that I was just like, whoa, man, come on. Yeah, that's a little bit over the top, but I like listening to him, man. I mean, it's great having alternative media. I watch MSNBC, CNN, Fox, InfoWars, you name it. I'll freaking watch it or listen to it. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, you want unbiased news, and in order to get unbiased news, you have to go to multiple sources. I mean, that's just pure fact. I mean, because you know CNN is not going to tell you the truth, and you know that Fox, you know, they have their own agenda, but I think they're starting to turn more left, or maybe middle ground, but there's some changes over there right now. And so, yeah, with all that being said, just the amount of time and effort that goes into doing all this stuff, it's incredible. I probably have like thousands of man hours in my YouTube channel, just alone. I mean, not to mention like Facebook, Instagram. Our Facebook page, Camo 4x4, is just doing really well right now. If you don't follow that. We post a lot of fun memes, funny stuff. I mean, I'm sure it's a matter of time before we get banned off of Facebook, just like Alex, or banned off of YouTube. But, you know, that's, if they do, I have a backup plan. I mean, I have a website, camo4x4s.com. You'll be able to go there and find out wherever my content went to, because it's going to stay online. I've already built a website for it, a video hosting site. It's called ijoot.com, ijoot.com. And you can go there and upload whatever you want. Nobody's going to take it down. Anything except for porn. Because it's not a porn site. It's just like a YouTube type site. The only bad thing about it is that, we can't do like 4K or live streaming or anything like that. But other than that, it's pretty kosher, man. It's pretty cool, having your own YouTube site. I mean, pretty kick-ass. Yeah, because it's not a porn site, it's just like a YouTube. And I just went back and watched some of the audio of this particular live stream. It looks like, I gotta do some work on my audio. But hey, that's part of the game. Is getting all that stuff in check. This is numero uno, so pretty stoked about it. Cheers. I'm trying to figure out which camera's on right now. I wish Miller would come in and get on the dog cam, but whatever. So at least have one guest in my first episode. Yeah, but what they did to Alex was wrong. Completely wrong. And they banned him from like 3 different platforms in 24 hours. The bias on Facebook and all these platforms right now, YouTube and Instagram, like just how it leans so left is just wrong. The fact that they'll promote Planned Parenthood, but yet somebody like me goes out and goes hunting, and they're going to censor the video. Or let's just say I go out to the shooting range, I want to make a shooting video, and they censor the hell out of it or take it down. They're not doing that a lot, but they are doing that. Definitely doing that. So Anyways, I feel like it in this day and age, like conservatives are so conservative. Okay, like conservatives just like most of them like pray before they go to bed. They go to church on Sunday, and they're not going to state their opinion. They're just going to go to work and go home and hope that things are still the same tomorrow. And yeah, for a long time I was like that too. And I'm conservative, but I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm a Republican. I like to be in the middle. I like to make my decisions based off of the candidate and, where they lean. And so, but conservatives on some issues like gun rights and 2A don't speak up enough. And, somebody's got to speak up for our group of people. Like, I'm not just going to sit here and let my rights be stripped of me without at least like saying that I did something about it. If I ever have a kid, I haven't had a kid. I'm actually divorced, and luckily I didn't have a kid, but I would kill to have one. But I can't imagine a world of a kid of mine growing up where it doesn't have the same rights or opportunities that I had as a child growing up. Hunting, fishing, going to the shooting range, having fun, just being in the outdoors. Like, I couldn't imagine a world bringing a kid up in like that without that. I mean, because that's what keeps me grounded. I go to work every single day, and I help manage a company with 60 employees. And we, and it's so funny, man. Like, I'll get on Facebook and make comments on news sites and whatnot, and just insert my 2 cents here, kind of thing. And the first thing people say, "Oh, you effing this, you effing that, you redneck," and it's like, you have no idea, like, who you're even talking to right now. Yeah, I mean, I can be full-blown redneck one minute, but the next I can show up at your door in a suit and tie. Like, so it doesn't really bother me, but it's just, it seems like so many liberal people are just so, like, angry. Like, I get online, and the comments that I make, they might be like, they might be a little bit snood, or they might just be to the point, but I don't get on anything and bash anybody. Like, I never got on Obama's page and was like, "Hey man, you're an idiot." No, like, what's that gonna do? What's it gonna solve? The biggest problem we have right now in our country is, like, people can't see the other people's sides of things, okay? So, like, you have John over here in the city, and he wants to take everybody's guns away. But yet, he never grew up outside the city, so he doesn't know what it's like to, like, go hunting every weekend, or go fishing, or just be in the outdoors. Like, he doesn't know what it's like for it to take the sheriff or deputies 15 minutes to get to your doorstep. Are you going to wait for a deputy to get to your doorstep to, when somebody's breaking in? No, you're not. And to think that anybody would, or to rely on the police for their safe well-being, it's insane. It is insane to think that anybody would count on the police to save their life. And a lot of people say, "Well, man, people only break in when nobody's home." That's not true. People break into people's houses all the time. So yeah, I mean, the biggest problem we have nowadays is people just can't see other people's side, or they don't take the time to see someone else's side or someone else's view on an issue. And it's just like Planned Parenthood, prime example. Planned Parenthood, a lot of it's just mostly about abortion, selling baby parts, And but I see good in Planned Parenthood, but I also see a lot of bad. Okay, but I've removed myself from the situation. I've seen both sides. I've seen where they've helped out new mothers. I've seen some of the good things that they've done, but yet at the same time, they're doing a lot of bad. I don't agree with abortion. I believe it's someone's right, and I'm not gonna go to someone's house or get on someone's Facebook page and say, "Oh, you don't have the right to do this." No, I'm not. I'm not gonna do that. If you wanna like kill your baby, like go ahead. But I guarantee you, you're gonna have to answer to somebody someday, and it might be even while you're alive in this lifetime. So I mean, that's your choice. But at the same time, I also kind of feel like whoever the man was that knocked the girl up, I feel like the girl should at least have to get that man's consent, because, that's fine if the girl doesn't want the baby. But if the guy wants the baby and wants to keep the child and raise the child, I don't see a problem with, that. I mean, it was consensual. Yeah, I had a camera fail, so sorry. I'm trying to get it fixed real quick. Alright. Let me stop the auto switch. Alright, so, but yeah, if a girl gets pregnant, she should at least have to get the guy's consent that knocked her up to get that abortion. Because I'm telling you what, man, if I knocked a girl up right now and she didn't want to have it, I don't want to have it. Like, I don't want to take care of the kid. Like, I'm sorry you don't, but I do. I don't want that I don't want blood on my hands. Like, I hunt and I enjoy hunting. Like, I would much rather go hunting than go to the store and buy my meat, because when it's on my plate, I appreciate it a lot more. Like, every single morsel, and it has made me appreciate every single morsel that's on my plate when I go to the store and actually buy some chicken or ribs or something. But hunting will do that. I mean, it will make you appreciate where your food comes from, and that's the biggest problem with so many people nowadays. They just don't think about it. Like, they go to the store and they buy it, and there's no more thought involved at all. There's so many things going on. Like, today there was a teachers' march in Raleigh, and apparently teachers in North Carolina are marching for higher wages, which is good for them. I mean, they probably deserve it. But, skipping school to go do that, I mean, you can't go on a Saturday. You can't go march on a Saturday. No, you're going to shut school down for a day. Yeah, I don't get that. That's kind of crazy to me. But hey, I mean, it is what it is. I'm just trying to fix these cameras here. Alright, I think we're back in business. Probably about to have another one die, but when that other one dies, we'll just keep going. So yeah, I mean, no comments. Nobody wants to comment on anything. Yeah. That's cool. So yeah, on on my YouTube channel now, the watch time is up 158%, views are up 179%. So yeah, I mean, everything's through the roof right now, or it's headed up, which is good, because for a long time I felt like I was like the black sheep of YouTube. I actually got banned for a couple of years. Not banned, but kind of blacklisted in a way. that's part of the reason why I created that website, iJute. So, anyways, long story short, the Facebook is popping off too. Most of the shares on there are getting like, most of the posts on there are getting like 20 shares or better. I did one in particular that got 20,000 shares, which was pretty incredible. So, if you don't follow us on Facebook, make sure you follow us on Facebook. Also, you can follow us on Instagram. Instagram is like one of my weak links. I'm terrible at Instagram for some reason. Like, I can't figure out Instagram. Like, I post a lot of really cool stuff, but nobody like wants to follow. I can't help that I don't have tatas and an ass. Like, that's, there are people on there that have hundreds of thousands of followers, and the only reason they have it is because of their body, which is really sad. But hey, it is what it is. A lot of people want to go there just to see that. That's their prerogative. But so, Facebook page is popping off. YouTube's doing well. You can add us on Snapchat too. Username is Camo4x4s, just like the channel here. And I post stuff all the time, like maybe some behind the scenes stuff, what we're doing, or daily stuff, trials and tribulations. I just recently got into doing Snapchat filters, which is kind of cool. I've never done that before, so I designed a couple Snapchat filters for my company where I work, and so I figured, what the hell, I'll make a Snapchat filter for Camo 4x4s too. And so now, filters floating around. I have it right now. The filter's set in North Carolina, so if you're not in North Carolina, you're probably not going to see it. And even if you're in North Carolina, you have to be in the eastern part of the state to see it. But there are some events that are coming up in different states and stuff where I'll probably throw a filter up, like mud bogs and things like that, where I'm going to start pretty much setting it up to where I can have whatever I want, filter wise, try to draw some more people in. Anyways, I thought it was really cool, Snapchat filters. If you haven't seen the filter that I've done, it is on the Camo 4x4's Facebook page. That's really awesome. We do have a rifle maker lined up to come in here. Swift Creek Rifles is planning on being on this podcast in probably a few weeks, realistically, maybe even a month. But it's a friend of mine. He builds some really sweet rifles. Shout out to Swift Creek Rifles, swiftcreekrifles.com. So he'll be on the show, and like I said, we're going to be having a couple more people on here, and hopefully I'll be able to live stream on the Facebook too as well at the same time. But I've just dedicated so much time and resources to have so many different camera angles on YouTube all at one time that I have I'm sitting here looking at 2 iPhones, a Samsung Galaxy 8, a GoPro Hero 7 Black, and so I have a lot linked into this right now. The other really cool thing, I know I'm way backtracking to the first part of the video, but the other cool thing I liked about Joe Rogan, because if you listen this far into this, which would probably be maybe 2 of you, if you listen this far into this, the coolest thing I liked about listening to the podcast that he did this past Tuesday was, he was like, man, just follow your dreams, my dream is making outdoor videos. My dream is flying around the country at least 2 or 3 times a month, going different places, filming hunts, filming fishing trips, just being in the great outdoors. And so that is really like my long-term goal. And if it wasn't for being in a management position, I'd probably already done it by now. But I'm in a management position, and I have to do what I have to do to be responsible and accountable to that and to the people I work for and with. And keeping all that in mind, I am going to follow this page, and I'm going to keep it going. I think that Second Amendment needs a voice other than the ones that are out there now. We need some reason, some sensible people backing the 2A, because the gun laws they're fine the way that they are. The biggest problem we have right now with our gun laws is that so many municipalities are trying to enforce their own regulations in certain counties and certain cities. It's making it really hard for a law-abiding citizen to actually be a law-abiding citizen. You get what I'm saying? Oh, we're going to ban the assault rifles in Deer County in, Ohio, but there's no such thing as an assault rifle. And it's really funny because they just put the definition on Wikipedia for an assault rifle probably about a year, maybe 2 ago. And there's no such thing. There's no such thing as an assault rifle until after it's been used in an actual assault. So yeah, I just hate that term, assault rifle. They just want to make it sound bad so that they can make laws to try to take them away. There was a recent bump stock ban, and that was actually by Trump. He banned bump stocks. But you would think that MSNBC and CNN would be praising him for that move, for banning a stock that makes a gun fully automatic, but no, it's freaking crickets out there, man. You don't hear anything on those sites that hate him to, that encourage anything that he does in their favor. I'll be honest with you though, bump stocks are kind of terrible. They just suck in general. They're not, they're about good for maybe trying to punch a hole in a center block wall. That's about it. Or just wreaking havoc. But they're not accurate. It's a waste of ammo, and makes your gun highly unreliable. So, in my opinion, bump stocks suck anyways, but that's just my personal opinion. But yeah, you don't hear anybody praising Trump for doing that. It's all negative. Just like today, it's all about the Mueller report, and it's all inconclusive. He hadn't done anything wrong. If you want to compare what he did to the last administration, man, all the money that's been sent out of America in the last administration to foreign countries is unreal, unheard of. Hundreds of millions of dollars, billions, to foreign countries that didn't deserve it. And so Trump really actually has done something against the 2A, but at the same time, he tore up the UN small arms treaty, which was pretty cool, in my opinion. That stood with the American gun owner pretty hard when he did that. So kudos to him for that, and thanks for him living up to one of his promises that he wouldn't do anything with it. But we just had a shooting here, right down the road at a school, UNC. I'm not sure if it might have been around the Raleigh, North Carolina area. I'm not sure. I wasn't paying too much attention to it. I think like 2 people died. I think a total of 4 people were wounded. But the problem I have, man, is like, it's the gun-free zones. That, and when these people go in and do these kind of things, they're being glorified. Yeah, let's run your name in the newspaper, and let's put your name all over CNN, Fox, whatever website it might be, but you're going to sit there and glorify that person for going in and doing what they're doing. I think if someone goes in and does something like that, they probably shouldn't be named at all. Like, their name should be irrelevant. A lot of people do it just because they want that quick attention. I mean, but yet they sit there and ruin their lives over something. And honestly, I think most of the people that are doing the shootings are mentally unstable. I mean, it takes a mentally unstable person to want to walk into a gun-free zone and shoot up a bunch of people. I think most of the people that do it are actually probably liberals. I mean, if you go back and look at the people that have actually done that kind of thing, they really seem to be the liberal type. I mean, go back and look at the Aurora shooter. I mean, just pull him up on Google and see. Just look at his picture and tell me what affiliation you think he has politically. Okay? I think it's probably leaning to the left a little bit. And just like the guy that just did the UNC shooting, I mean, I pulled him up and same thing. I mean, he was a history major. I mean, I haven't heard of too many history majors that were actually Republican. Most of them are Democratic, but correct me if I'm wrong. But there's just the gun is not the problem. I mean, you don't hear people blame knives when someone gets stabbed. Or you don't hear people blame hands when someone gets beat to death or beat to the point where they're quadriplegic. No. Nobody blames the hands. Nobody blames the knife. Nobody blames the car when a drunk driver plows through a red light intersection and kills a van with a family in it. No one blames the car. It's the driver. It's the drunk driver that did it. And so, like, this theory behind blaming the gun, blaming the big black gun, like, I'm so over it. And, more people need to stand up and say what they think instead of being hermits and not stating your opinion at all, because I guarantee you there's going to come a day in America where a lot of people are going to wish that they had. And like I said, I'm not going to look back with any regrets, knowing that I got on here, I said my 2 cents. So that's how I feel about all that. No comments at all. Cool. That makes it easy for me. I was going to call out somebody. But, so we covered Joe Rogan podcast, In-Game, Tessa. No, I follow Ryan Upchurch. He's very on the edge with his country rap. I actually kind of enjoy it sometimes. I mean, a lot of people like rap, and I mean, what better than to have something to listen to that you can identify with? So I mean, I like listening to Upchurch a little bit, but he's on the edge too, man. It's just probably a matter of time before he gets pulled. He's gonna be like the Alex Jones, like, YouTube rapper that gets pulled down. He's got like 1.3 million subscribers, but he does all these freaking hilarious videos, man. His language is really rough too, but like, it's awesome. It's funny as hell. Like, you will roll laughing. Some of the people that just come at him and make fun of him, and then he'll just go back and just roast them in a and a video rebuttal. That's really awesome. But yeah, so we're right at 50 minutes. Where do we go from here? So from here, I will definitely have a script for my next podcast, and I will definitely have my cameras very well charged, and I'll have things set up probably a day in advance. Yeah, that camera fell. But yeah, I'll have everything set up a day in advance, and it'll be good. I'll have a script written out, and we will jam it out. I'm gonna keep doing these. Like, I don't, care how many people watch. I feel like it's important to spread the message that we're not gonna just roll over and let you come take them. It's not gonna happen like that. and if you're so trigger happy about going around taking people's guns away, maybe you should be the one going knocking on the doors, because I know that a lot of municipalities don't even care to send their people out there, because it's not going to be good if that ever happens. If they ever start going door to door, it'll turn into a civil war probably. And I'm just going to get in my spaceship with Elon Musk, and I'm going to fly to freaking Mars. I couldn't handle that, man. But yeah, I'm gonna shut it down. It's been good, and a lot of fun things coming in the future. We're about to hit the summertime, so there's gonna be a lot of fishing. We'll be doing a floundering video very soon. As soon as the flounder come in, you'll know, because there'll be a video, literally a couple days later. We're gonna be doing the range probably a lot more, because it's a lot warmer, so we're going to be hitting up the range a lot and getting back into making some Demo Creek videos. Kind of let Demo Creek die down for a minute, but I've been setting up this whole freaking studio to do all this mess with, and I'm just really passionate about wanting to actually get up here and talk and say, this is how it is. People use guns every day to protect their lives. And so, I just lost one more camera. Down to my final camera. Yeah, so people use guns every day to protect their lives. And for people that live in the city to want to take that away and not have any understanding whatsoever of what it's like to have something like that to protect yourself, because the response time from the police is so long. And I wish it was a perfect world, and I wish that nobody ever had to hurt anybody ever. But there are a lot of evil people in the world. It is a evil place. There's a lot of good and there's a lot of evil. And you just have to prepare yourself for whatever might come your way. And, whatever means you're willing to do that with. If you're not willing to protect yourself in any way, then so be it. That's your call. It's your life. So, but I'm not, and I'm not going to back down on this issue. I will come up here every single week and talk about it for the next 10 years if I have to, or 20 years, whatever it might be. But anyways, covered a lot, and a lot of exciting things coming. So appreciate you guys tuning in as always. Hope the audio wasn't too bad. Like I said, we'll be working on it. And hopefully next week when you guys tune in again, we will have a guest on here. But I'll be working on getting all that together in the meantime. So you guys take care. hope you have a good rest of the week. I know it's hump day. And hope you have a good weekend as well. We're going to try to do something fun on video. Try to get it out to you guys. Anyways, take care. And peace out. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Can't wait for 4x4s.